Hello everyone and welcome to another Monster Hunter video. So this is going to be a follow-up to my most recent Switch Axe guide, and there were definitely some mistakes that I had made in my eagerness to get this video out the door. So first of all, I failed to mention any extra utility based on Slinger burst combos, as it can be used either to disengage from Wild Swing, which I will show in a minute, or to reposition yourself if you position poorly. There was also some modded gameplay I had in the background as footage near the end of my video that someone did point out to me and is actually not feasibly possible to achieve with regular gameplay. And I will point that out and correct myself where it needs to be. But other than that, there were some other things brought to my attention about the part break modifiers and power axe mode, which I was later found out to be incorrect. So without further ado, let's get right into the follow-up video. The first thing I'm going to cover is talking about Slinger burst combos, since it is probably the easiest for me to go over. One thing I like to use Slinger burst combos for is that if I overshoot a monster, or if a monster overshoots me, you can quickly use it if you react quick enough to reposition yourself and move your character facing the correct way. Next up is going to be Slinger burst and Wild Swing. So I mentioned in my video that Wild Swing is a very huge commitment and you really had to make sure that you wanted to use it whenever you picked the spot for it, but I failed to mention that you can actually press Slinger burst while Wild Swinging, and this allows you to do like a very jump back and hard disengage while Wild Swinging. Mind you, you can press Morph in this animation and you will go from that Slinger burst jump back into a Wild Morph animation, but there is a lot of kind of lag between the Slinger burst and the Wild Morph itself, so there isn't actually any practical use for it, not that I have found personally. I've tried using it against AT Velkhana sometimes, but I haven't found any use for it. I like to use this as a hard disengage, get the heck out, I messed up button. I just thought I should bring it up since someone pointed it out in my video. Sticking on the topic of Wild Swing, I totally forgot to mention that after 2 successive Wild Swings, if you keep on Wild Swinging, every Wild Swing after the first 2 will get a 1.3 times multiplier to its damage. And that's multiplicative off of your true raw, so it's actually a lot more impactful than you think, and it was a small oversight in my eyes, mainly because I don't use Wild Swing that often outside of immediately going for Heavy Slam or amping my axe. My apologies for this misinformation. I did say that Wild Swing was bad. I still personally don't like the move that much, but it is a lot better than I made it out to be, and I apologize for that misinformation. And speaking of the earlier Power Axe mode, I did say that the part break modifiers all got increased by 0.3, but this was brought to my attention that this is drastically false. Now, across all part break changes from Power Axe mode, the average comes to about 27%. Now, in my mind, I must have rounded that up to 30% and then just called it a day. 30% equaling 0.3. I probably made the terrible assumption from back in the day when I learned this information that it applies to everything. But this is false. The truth is that the Power Axe part break mod actually varies from 10% to 50% based on the move, not just being in Power Axe mode like I had stated before. I'm going to be including the Google document where this information is properly displayed, and I will display it on screen about right now. And you will find it in the link in the description below. And lastly, I wanted to point out something that came in the very end of my video in the Elatreon footage I had. Thanks to my very astute viewer in the comment section below, he did mention that I switched directly to sword mode from axe mode without doing a prior roll or attack, and I basically had to admit that yeah, I was using a mod at the time, the mod that actually gets rid of the ability that I must roll or attack with a move to transition to the other mode of choice with the Switch Axe. This is not actually possible in the base game or in Iceborne. It is a mod that changes that morphing to resemble the morphing in Monster Hunter Rise, which is far more smooth and not as clunky as it is in World. So I just wanted to say that I apologize for that. I should have brought it up, nor should I have shown footage with that modded gameplay, as it is not sincere to the actual base game true weapon mechanics. Well, that just about does it for this video. Please let me know if I missed anything else, as I am a very busy person and my brain can be quite scattered a lot of the days as of recently, and I hate to leave any other misinformation out where it could be used. Please let me know if you liked the video, and I will see you in the next one.